Hey yo, what's up guys? This is your boy Prince of Egypt, and today or yesterday was a sad news for all the players in Summoners War due to the incoming nerf of our hero of the year. The Fire Onimusha will be nerfed in the coming weeks. I think it will be on next week. So yesterday I did finish to max his level, and I will try to review his skills, but I think I'm too late to review his skills. But I did a video that uh, will show you why Kaki is too insane or is too overpowered. I think the developers of Kaki did not saw it coming regarding his passive, so they issued a immediate nerf of this monster. So with this video, I will show you why Kaki is going to be nerfed, and that's why he should be nerfed when you watch this video of mine. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Now we will look on the skills of Kaki so that we may know what causes the nerf on this monster. So his first skill, Ghost Slash, attacks the enemy 2 times, recovering HP by 30% of the inflicted damage and decreasing the target's defense for 2 turns with a 20% chance each. So I think this is not the one because this is the same with all the Onimusha's first skill. So let's go on his second skill. Second skill is a Blade Slaughter attacks all enemies, grants endure effect on yourself for 1 turn. If an enemy gets defeated, so you get an endure effect. This is same with Fuuki, the Wind Onimusha. So I think this is not the one that causes him to be overpowered. Now let's get into his passive skill, Forestall, which increases your defense by 50% of your attack power when the battle begins and inflicts additional damage proportional to your defense when you attack on your turn. Critical hits won't occur when attacking the enemy. So the passive skill of Kaki, when you read it closely, increases your defense by 50% of your attack power when the battle begins. So I think this is the one that causes the problem because the wording of his passive is when the battle begins. So when you enter a battle in any of these scenarios, you will have your defense increased by 50% of your attack power. So you are having a lot of defense, but you also have a lot of attack power. I did create a slideshow that we which will explain this scenario. So when we look on the stats of Kaki, he is now having 812 base damage plus 1,952 additional damage due to his runes. And his defense is 604 plus 426. So, Kaki's attack is equal to 2,764, while his defense is around 1,030 if you combine them all. With his passive stating that your defense will be increased by 50% of your attack power. So that 50% of attack power is equal to 1,382. And now your defense will be equal to 1,030 plus the 1,382 of your 50% attack power. Now your defense will be equal to 2,412 total. So the total attack power you will have is equal to your original attack power and a proportion of your defense, which we don't know what it will be. But in short, you will have a power that is more than 2,764. And it will be dependent on your attack if it will hit glancing normal or crushing hit. So I think the best rune for Kaki would be abusing his attack power since you are giving yourself so much defense from your passive. And the rune I think that is good for him would be Fatal. And the other set would be around a resistant rune so that you will have more resistance against debuff and stuns so that Kaki will be a monster in RTA because I think he is missing resistance because HP you I think you don't need an more HP, but it is good also to have HP, but resistance I think is much better than HP. So we will need to test him out in scenarios so that we can prove that our computation is correct. So let's try to test him. Now we are here in Paimon Volcano Hell and we will try Kaki his damage if our computation or our theory based on his passive skill is correct. Now his stats are all the same. He has 2,764 damage combined. So let's try it and I will manual so that we can know how much damage he will deal. So his first skill, let's try it. So he lands 11,000 damage, which is around 4 400% of his total attack because he has 2,700, so 11,000 plus is around 400% or 3.5x or 350% around that number. So let's try again if he will land that hit. So that is constant. Now let's try his second skill. Now his second skill, I think it has a lot of a large number of multiplier in this skill. So let's try how much damage he will deal if what we see on the internet or in the Google is correct. I think when you Google his skill, the multiplier is around 1,250 before the damage reduction. So he has 2,764 damage. And let's try if it's correct. So he deals 20,000 damage, which is around uh, 6.5x or to 7x or 700% damage from his base attack. 700% increased damage from his base attack. So his damage is truly amazing. Now that we know that Kaki deals almost insane amount of damage with regards to his other brothers, the wind and the water, Onimusha, he have the most insane damage of them all. Now we don't actually know what is the percentage of the additional damage proportional to his defense. And we can check if this if his passive is actually correct because with the with our computation that his defense will be around 2412. We will check if it's true, and the only way we can check it out is through damage testing with on Arena with my main account, and we will use Suwiki, the water Onimusha, which have a elemental advantage over Kaki, so that we can test if his defense is around 2412 defense. Now, before we go to the testing, I will show you the real stats of Suiki and Kaki when we go to the battle. So, Kaki will have the same stats as we have recorded, and his total attack would be 2764, the same as before. Now, Suiki with my main account would have an attack power of 2076. Now, before we compute the total damage we will deal to Kaki with Suiki's attack, we must first know what is the equation for the damage reduction. Then it will be multiplied to Suwiki's attack, which is 2076. And I did look in the internet and found an equation, and I will put the link in this description of the video so that you can check also, because there are a lot of equations out there, and I will give that side benefit of the doubt since I think it is also existing years ago, so many players have been using it. So the equation that I I did see is this: defense damage reduction equation is equal to the equation below. Just input all the data, and the defense is the defense of uh, Kaki, which is around 2412 if I can remember. So the damage reduction factor you will compute is equal to 0.10436, and so on, because it's a very long number. So the reduced damage from Zuwiki's attack will be 2076 multiplied by the damage reduction factor, which is 216.67. Around 217 damage will be deducted from 2076. And Suwiki will hit or damage Kaki around 17 up to 18 on normal hit. So depending on the hit, if Suwiki will hit glancing hit, that will be less 30%. And if Suwiki will land crushing hit, then it would be 30% additional damage to 1/8. But since Suwiki has an elemental advantage, we expect to have a greater damage when he hits a crushing hit. So let's try it on a goodwill battle between my main account. So let's go and try if this theory is correct. So Suwiki will attack Kaki because he has an speed advantage over Kaki. So let's see what damage he will hit. So he hit for a crashing hit around 1/8. So our computation is slightly different, but it's almost close to what we have computed. He deals around 1/3 to 1/4 normal damage on Kaki and a crashing hit of 188 something, so around 19. And Kaki deals 5,000 damage to Suwiki. That it means that the additional proportionate defense did affect the damage to Suwiki with 5,000 plus damage on him. So let's try again. And Suwiki will attack again. Let's see the damage. So he deals the same damage, around 1/9 damage, crashing damage to Kaki. So I think it's around the normal hit is around 1/4 to 1/5, something like that. And Kaki also deals damage around 5,000, the same as the first. That's it, guys. Did you see the the damage testing? Now we understand why the developers will nerf him quite soon. And yeah, his passive will be an insane arsenal in arena because he doesn't only have attack or huge great attack power in arena. He is he has also a good amount of defense according to his attack percentage. So I think it is a good call by the developers to nerf Kaki. But I think the nerf would be somewhat similar to the passives of his brothers, the Wind and the Water Onimusha. I think the nerf would be removing of the additional defense from his attack power because that is insane. Including that uh, his awakened form adds additional speed on him. I think the developers will get rid of his additional damage from his defense and his defense from the attack power. That is too complicated to explain. So, but I did show you my thoughts on how we compute his defense from his attack power. So, I think that's it, guys. And also, disclaimer, guys, all you see in this video are only my opinions, and you can do all your research on him. Whatever happens to your game or uh, whatever results that this video might uh, give you, or you might think it reference this video. This video I made is just to show you my theory. So I just did this video to show you my experiment on his passive skills. And credits also to the equation that we use. I will put the link on the description below so you will have a reference to on what site did I get my equation. So if you like this video guys, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate lately or on the past weeks I did get plus 2 followers and I really appreciate that. Uh, I now know that someone or some of you is watching my videos and I'm really glad that I help you guys in your enjoyment in playing in Summon as well. So thank you, God bless, and peace.